The Diary of a Young Girl was written by Anne Frank, a Jewish girl who lived during World War II. The book is a collection of diary entries that Anne wrote between 1942 and 1944, while she and her family were hiding from the Nazis in a secret annex in Amsterdam. After the war, Anne's father, Otto Frank, published the diary, making her words known to the world. This diary provides a detailed and personal account of Anne's thoughts, feelings, and experiences as she and her family tried to survive in hiding while Nazi forces occupied the Netherlands. It is one of the most well-known personal accounts of the Holocaust, giving readers a first-hand perspective on the struggles, fears, and hopes of Jewish families during that time. Anne started writing in her diary when she was 13 years old. She received it as a gift for her birthday in June 1942 and quickly developed a deep attachment to it, treating it as a trusted friend. She named her diary Kitty and used it as a place to express her deepest thoughts, emotions, and frustrations. At first, she wrote about her daily life, her school, friendships, and family relationships. She also described the increasing restrictions placed on Jewish people in the Netherlands, such as being banned from public spaces, forced to wear yellow stars, and subjected to curfews. But everything changed when the Nazis began arresting Jewish families and sending them to concentration camps. Realizing the danger, the Franks decided to go into hiding before they could be taken. On July 6, 1942, the Frank family moved into the secret annex, a hidden apartment behind Otto Frank's business. They were joined by another Jewish family, the Van Pels, Hermann, August, and their son Peter. Later, a dentist named Fritz Pfeffer also moved in. Life in the annex was difficult. The space was small and cramped, and they had to remain silent during the day to avoid being discovered by the workers in the building below. Even the simplest activities, such as walking, talking, or using the bathroom, had to be done quietly and at specific times. Despite these hardships, Anne remained hopeful and tried to find happiness in small things. She admired the view of a chestnut tree from the attic window, read books to pass the time, and poured her thoughts into her diary. At first, Anne struggled with the challenges of living in close quarters with 7 other people. Arguments were common, and tensions often ran high. She had a complicated relationship with her mother, Edith, whom she felt did not understand her. She also found it difficult to get along with August Van Pels and Fritz Pfeffer. However, she developed a close bond with Peter Van Pels, the teenage boy in the annex. Over time, their friendship deepened into a romantic relationship, and Anne found comfort in spending time with him. She often wrote about her changing feelings, her hopes for love, and her dreams of being free from the annex so she could live a full and independent life. The residents of the annex depended on a small group of trusted helpers who risked their lives to bring them food, supplies, and news from the outside world. As the war continued, life in the annex became even more challenging. Food shortages became severe, and the fear of being discovered was constant. There were times when burglars broke into the building below, making the annex residents fear that they would be exposed. Every unexpected noise, every knock on the door, sent waves of panic through the group. The mental and emotional strain of being confined for so long began to take a toll on everyone, but Anne remained hopeful that one day they would be free. Anne's diary entries became more serious over time. She began to reflect deeply on the world around her, questioning human nature, justice, and the cruelty of war. She longed for freedom and dreamed of a future where she could pursue her passion for writing. She wrote about her desire to become a journalist and her hope that her diary would one day be published and serve as a record of what Jewish families endured during the war. Anne also reflected on her identity, her beliefs, and the challenges of growing up in such an extraordinary and terrifying situation. For 2 years, the group managed to stay hidden, but on August 4, 1944, their worst fear became reality. The annex was raided by the Nazis, and everyone inside was arrested. They were first taken to a holding camp before being transported to Auschwitz, one of the most infamous concentration camps. Upon arrival, the men and women were separated, and Anne was sent to the women's section with her mother and sister, Margot. Later, Anne and Margot were transferred to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in Germany. The conditions were horrific. Overcrowding, disease, and starvation were rampant. Sadly, both Anne and Margot died from typhus in early 1945, just a few weeks before the camp was liberated by Allied forces. Their mother, Edith, also perished in Auschwitz. Otto Frank was the only member of the Annex group to survive. After the war, he returned to Amsterdam, where Miep Gies gave him Anne's diary, which she had managed to save after the Nazi raid. As Otto read through his daughter's words, he was deeply moved by her insight, intelligence, and resilience. Recognizing the importance of her writing, he decided to publish the diary so that the world could hear Anne's voice. The diary was first published in Dutch in 1947 and was later translated into many languages, becoming one of the most widely read books in the world. Anne's diary is much more than just a personal account of life in hiding. It is a powerful reminder of the horrors of war and the strength of the human spirit. Her words continue to inspire readers all over the world because, even in such terrible times, she held on to hope and believed in the goodness of people. Through her diary, she gave a voice to the millions of innocent victims of the Holocaust and ensured that their suffering would never be forgotten. Her story serves as an important historical record, reminding us of the dangers of hatred and discrimination. The impact of the diary of a young girl extends far beyond its historical significance. It is a story of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of hope. Anne's reflections on love, identity, and human nature are timeless, making her diary relevant even today. Schools around the world continue to teach her story, and her words remain a testament to the importance of compassion, tolerance, and understanding. Through her writing, Anne Frank achieved her dream of becoming a writer, and her legacy continues to touch the hearts of people across generations.